Hello everyone, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez, for TVS News at 5. Now, let's begin. The Yang di-Pertuan Negeri Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud birthday celebration continued on its third day with a high tea reception at the State Legislative Assembly complex this morning. During the event, 12 welfare institutions received contribution worth 240,000 ringgit. Accompanied by his wife, Toh Puan Dato' Petinggi Ragat Kudi Taib, the guests of honor arrived at the reception held with strict compliance to COVID-19 standard operating procedures, SOPs. The guests at the high tea reception were then treated to a song and dance performance by Sarawak Arts Council singers and dancers from the Dayak Cultural Foundation. Among the recipients that received the contributions were Tunas Bakti School Kuching Board of Visitors, Dato' Ajibah Abul Sri Aman Children's Home Board of Visitors, and Rumah Sri Kenangan Sibu Board of Visitors. Also in attendance were Chief Minister Dato' Petinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg and Assistant Minister of Public Health and Housing, Dr. Anwar Rapai. The three-day, 85th birthday of the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri will conclude tonight with a P. Ramlee Theatre musical and irama, dan lagu concert which will air on TVS at 8:45 p.m. Much anticipated news for all. Interstate travel will finally resume effective tomorrow, Monday, October 11th. This was officially announced by the Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob in a televised address today, following the vaccination rate of the adult population in Malaysia, which has reached 90%.
Dengan mencapainya 90% vaksinasi 2 dos untuk kumpulan ataupun di bawah kategori dewasa ini, maka sekali lagi saya nak maklumkan, saya mengumumkan bahawa rentas negeri dibenarkan oleh pihak kerajaan. Dan kebenaran ini, kebebasan ini akan bermula pada hari besok.
In addition, international travel will also be allowed beginning Monday under the Immigration Department's #MyTravelPass initiative. However, travelers must be fully vaccinated and must also undergo mandatory quarantine. Self-quarantine at home is also allowed for returning Malaysians. The ban on interstate travel was re-implemented in January this year following a surge in COVID-19 cases in the country. Following the announcement of the Prime Minister on the easing of interstate travel restrictions, the Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister, Nancy Shukri, is already eyeing on international travel bubble agreement to lure in international visitors.
Inshallah, yeah. Actually, that is in our perancangan. I have already been discussing with our officers from Tourism Malaysia and overseas, and at the same time, I have already sat down with the airlines, Qatar Airways, Saudi, and also other airways from overseas. So we have been sitting down with them, discussing on the readiness, especially on the SOPs, on the vaccines, so all these have been in place.
Earlier today, Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced the easing on interstate and international travel restrictions. Ismail Sabri previously announced that the permission on interstate travel will be enforced simultaneously nationwide when the vaccination rate of the adult population had reached 90%. Touching on the interstate travel, Nancy stressed on the importance of adhering to the Standard Operating Procedures (SOP) to ensure safety and the success of the program.
Bila ada interstate travels, kita dapatlah ramai orang dapat bergerak di mana-mana sejak tidak ada lagi isu nak pergi jumpa orang tua, semua sudah boleh dibenarkan. Cuma kita memesankan agar kita masih mematuhi SOP yang telah dianjurkan kepada kita masih.
The National Sports Day is one of the government's efforts to encourage people to practice a healthy and active lifestyle. Chief Minister Datuk Petinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg said the celebration this year provides the opportunity for the people, especially in Sarawak, to appreciate life and unity among the multiracial society despite battling the COVID-19 pandemic.
Sukan adalah wadah penghubung yang baik mencapai perpaduan antara kaum. Akhir sekali saya berharap Hari Sukan Negara kali ini dapat memberi ruang dan peluang untuk rakyat Malaysia, amnya dan khususnya rakyat Sarawak menghargai kehidupan serta perpaduan kaum antara kaum hanya boleh dikecapi dengan tubuh badan dan minda yang sihat semasa negara masih lagi dalam pandemik COVID-19. Marilah kita sama-sama membudayakan sukan dalam kehidupan seharian.
He said this in his speech at the state-level National Sports Day 2021 celebration today, which was read by Sarawak Youth and Sports Minister Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah. Various sports activities and programs were held in all divisions in conjunction with celebration, including competitions, shows and recreational activities. In addition to knowledge-based programs such as seminars on healthy eating habits, sports massage, as well as online programs.
Selamat ulang tahun kelahiran ke-85 kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Yang di-Pertua Negeri Sarawak, Tun Pehin Seri Haji Abdul Tahib Mahmud.
Selamat ulang tahun ke-85 Tun Chancellor. Ikhlas
daripada
kami warga UCTS.
Karaket yang memang memiliki sikap degil menyebabkan dirinya dihukum. Namun, Tek merasa kasihan terhadap dirinya itu. Adakah Tek akan membantu Karaket? Saksikan Love Destiny setiap Isnin hingga Khamis 8.45 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Buat julung-julung kalinya, TVS menganjurkan teater musikal, irama dan lagu yang mengisahkan percintaan seniman agung Tan Sri P. Ramlee. Menampilkan artis terkemuka seperti Dayan Nurfaiza.
Hai, saya Dayan Nurfaiza. Jangan lupa saksikan Dayan di musical teater, irama dan lagu.
Hafiz Suib.
Hai, saya Hafiz Suib. Jangan lupa untuk saksikan saya secara langsung.
Fairuz Misran.
Hai, saya Fairuz Misran. Jumpa anda di sana.
Serta barisan penyanyi-penyanyi tempatan. Teater musikal, irama dan lagu akan diiringi Simfoni Orkestra Negeri Sarawak, SANS. Saksikan secara langsung teater musikal irama dan lagu Ahad 10 Oktober pada jam 8.45 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Saya mewakili pengurusan dan seluruh warga UiTM mengucapkan selamat menyambut ulang tahun kelahiran ke-85 kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Yang di-Pertua Negeri Sarawak Tun Pihin Sri Haji Abdul Taib Mahmud. Semoga negeri Sarawak terus maju di bawah kepimpinan Tuan Yang Terutama Tun.
Welcome back. Research and data of the safety of vaccinating kids below 12 years old are still insufficient. Experts say there is a need to wait and evaluate local and foreign studies before deciding on this group. Therefore, Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Izwanuddin Ismail told the public to continuously adhere to SOP, as this at the moment can restrain the pandemic's infectivity among children. Life in the COVID-19 endemic pace requires everyone to be responsible for their own health and those around them. Most importantly, don't be lax while getting used to living with the COVID-19 virus and always be cautious. The intensive care unit ICU bed occupancy rate in Sarawak hospitals is currently at 71.5% or 11.2% higher than the national average of 60.3%. However, the 66.1% hospital bed utilization rate in Sarawak is below the national level of 66.3%. According to statistics provided by the Ministry of Health, the two states with the highest ICU bed occupancy rate are Penang with 84.8% and Perak with 74.6%. Other states with the highest threshold were Terengganu 68.8%, Perlis 68.4%, Johor 66.7%, Klang Valley 66.1% and Kedah 60.6%. Meanwhile, the ventilators utilization in the state hospital is the highest with 68.3% compared with the national average of 43.1%. In addition, the percentage of quarantine centers utilization in Sarawak stood at 48.3%, below the average level of 51%. Now, Malaysia's gymnastic idol Farah Ann Abdul Hadi will not be taking part in any competitive gymnastics as to focus on her recovery. Even during her resting period, she will be gearing up herself with less pressure to ensure a better performance once she returns to compete in 2022. During an interview, Farah Ann disclosed that she has not fully recovered since the Tokyo Olympics took place in August, and she plans to return to her training session by next year. For fans who are looking forward for her appearance at major sporting events such as the SEA Games, Commonwealth or Asia Games, Farah is uncertain on the matter. The 31st SEA Games, which should be happening in Hanoi from November 21st until December 2nd, has been postponed due to the global pandemic, whilst the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham and the Asian Games in Hangzhou are slated to take place from July 28 to August 8 and from September 20th to September 25th of next year, respectively. For records, Farah Ann only managed to rank 68 out of 85 other contestants during the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. Well, that's conclude TVS News at 5, 11:30 p.m. Nightline with me again, Ruben Gomez, anytime, anywhere.